Oh,
He's channeling chakra again, like before.
that
Now I see.
that seems to be
He makes
very
clones to power
interesting.
up his chakra.
Thank you,
Ingenious.
Hokage Tsunade. Oh,
No,
that's an
this is
articulation.
different.
Pretty complicated. Oh, it's like a wolf. Oh, look,
Press the
a
chakra.
hypersphere. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, I happen to really like anime, and might explain a lot. We conjecture ahead.
Although this is going to be weird, and it's going to be about a different.
Title of the conference was something like Ground Truth or Turtles All the Way Down. And so it seems as though there's one Ruliad. I don't think it rules them all. And it might be just hyper-rulial turtles all the way down.
Yes, it's on the back of an infinite number of hyperrulial turtles.
Various people are commenting on the outrage of hacking the universe on a MacBook Air.
Hey guys, what's going on? Memes here, yes. We're late because if there's a 45th constant of the universe, so I'll be late. But what do we got going on here? And this was totally just inspired by an Anton Petrov video he did, basically about the magnetic filaments of our galaxy. As we learn more, it seems to be looking a wee bit different here. Let's take a quick look. Anton, take us away.
And so even though we kind of assume that the galaxy might resemble something like this, the reality is a lot more complicated.
Huh.
First of all,
Wait. So we kind of got a swirly thing there. Seems to be some articulation going on here. Got some more stuff. We got some globular clusters. Now, before we tried to model like the atom over like the solar system and stuff. We had different models, and that never really made sense to me. It's like, here, you got an electron. All right, it's orbiting around the nucleus, but it's like also all these places at once. It's like, what? Now, see, for me at least, that never really made much sense. I'm just like, if you describe it as a heavy articulation giving rise to an energy field, I'm like, that's something I can better understand. Mathematics is probably pretty complicated, but all I know is true love, priceless. For everything else is Wolfram Alpha. It's a hyperbolic statement that has, we continue.
well, it seems to be kind of warped. It also has all of these unusual streams around it. It has a very large halo that's also slanted as well, and possesses a lot of other features such as globular clusters present all over the place. With all this discussed in some of the previous videos, you can find in the description. But
hey, Anton's link is on the doobly-doo. Because we should give proper citation. I forgot Naruto! I apologize! I think I've done it before. But
more unusual features become apparent if you start observing the galaxy in some of the older observations in the X-rays, the gamma rays, the infrared light, microwave light, and of course radio light as well. But these observations are on a slightly older side.
That's fascinating. Depending on how you look at it, depending upon one's perspective, things can be quite different. I just think that's neat.
A lot of newer observations started to discover some really strange filaments we discussed in one of the previous videos, once again in the description below, that kind of become apparent if you look at the galaxy by observing it in radio frequencies. Filaments that stretch for at least several light years and that seem to propagate throughout the galaxy and seem to be located in a lot of different regions. Although predominantly they seem to be associated with a lot of ancient supernova or regions with a lot of molecular gas.
So basically, places with matter that underwent, let's just say, a wee bit of a change there, whether it's a supernova, energy going through. I'm just saying that just say energy. I usually use the cop-out saying information because it could go either way. You could propagate it in many ways. Depending on that energy density in a given area, might I explain a lot of this stuff? I'm just saying that. Continue, sir.
There's quite a lot of magnetic energy, which the scientists believe creates these unusual phenomena. And so in some sense, these are believed to be magnetic filaments, potentially related to a much smaller phenomenon of solar filaments we observe on the surface of the sun.
I was about to say, was that more of a quantum thing for a second there?
Also,
or
obviously,
microbial?
maybe formed in some entirely different way we still don't understand. And intriguingly, the scientists behind this recent paper have actually originally discovered the first filament back in the 1980s.
It seems we know a lot of things. Sometimes we need the technology and the tools to be able to peer into what's actually going on. Welcome, Whitechapel. Thank you for joining us. This is some really fun stuff because I think everything is aligning. Yeah, cliche, the stars are aligning. I think some great things are about to happen, but where do we want to go on? Okay, basically he goes on. There were a bunch of different things. It's like, oh, look, we detected these things. I'm just saying that hypothetically, I remember at one point Professor Richard Feynman, he described, he's like, when we discovered vorticity and superflu, because normally, like, okay, you do the experiment, you put a bunch of water in a bucket, you start to spin it. What happens? It's like, well, you get gravity and stuff. So it's like, all right, it's going to start to spin. You basically get the vortex. Basically, the water will start to go up on the sides and stuff, and it goes down in the middle. It's like, okay, that makes sense. That's basically what drains do. Now, basically, he had in his mind vortices just appearing all over the place. Hey, Rick, thank you for Magnus. It was just literally hitting a moving tire. Like I said, it's again cliche. I think a lot of stars are aligning. We're gonna get some really interesting stuff coming up very soon. Like I believe I can see the light. I could be wrong, but I definitely agree, Whitechapel. I think 2023 will be the year to see. Oh, that rhymes. It's pretty fun. I got a lot of work to do. But it just, at least in my mind, it's like, all right, there's energy propagation going around, and it's totally not an ether, even though we entertain superfluids and stuff like that. I'm like, call it a medium, call it whatever you want, because if we're going to say there's nothing, but there's something, I'm just like, then this is where ontology comes in. And I just know I've been talking with a lot of really smart people, sometimes publicly, sometimes behind the scenes and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go back, like, what was it, like 100, 150 years, we had these different numbers, we had these different constants, we had all these different perspectives. And sometimes one would win out. Why? Maybe it was a little bit easier. Was it the best description? I don't know. Newtonian dynamics took us pretty far. General relativity seems to have taken us pretty far. And yeah, we got some good stuff coming. And especially since there's a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of young folks that are really eager to, well, let's just say, level up humanity. I think that would be a pretty cool thing. But that's all I got for now. I think it's about the storm, so I should probably try to go running and actually get that done, because I'm trying to stay more consistent. If there's going to be flowing through all balance, I need to balance myself out sometimes too. I've been slacking on many things, but that's all I got for right now. Peace out, everybody. Be safe, and it is still yet to have been proven.
World exists on the top of a giant turtle.
Peace out, everybody.
Have you guys checked out the Memes of Destruction's channel? He's an interesting dude. I like him.